Hello and welcome to Quays News. I'm Brooke Hennigan.
And I'm Lewis Henderson. Here's what's coming up on today's show. A Salford woman has told us about the aftermath of her break-in, as new figures show January is the most common month for burglaries.
It's awful knowing things that people have been through, you know, your private things, and it's not a very nice feeling at all.
A new Asda has opened on Chapel Street today, providing job opportunities for local residents. City Mayor Paul Dennett welcomes English National Opera's partnership with Greater Manchester.
I'm delighted and excited that English National Opera have chosen Greater Manchester as their new cultural and creative partner.
But we are starting today's programme with some good news. Greater Manchester has been named as the new home of the English National Opera.
This is something that could help shape our rock and roll landscape into something new. Salford City Mayor Paul Dennett is thrilled with the news and is excited to welcome new arts to the city.
Our reporter Heather Davey has more on this highly anticipated development.
The home of rock and roll and the sound of Manchester.
Someday you will find me.
But this is all going to be remixed as the English National Opera is being rehoused in the north.
In a champagne supernova.
Their range is most eclectic, from the Wagners to the minimal.
It has been announced that Greater Manchester is the new cultural and creative partner for the English National Opera, bringing the globally renowned art to the north by 2029. The collaboration has been welcomed by Mayor Andy Burnham and City Mayor Paul Dennett, who are both excited for the opera and for the arts to become an integrated part of our city.
We've worked closely with them to set out a bold vision for bringing their groundbreaking productions and award-winning community programmes to our city region, helping to reach new audiences and foster creative collaborations across the north and around the country.
The Lowry Theatre could be one of those theatres to host the National Opera up here in the north, as well as the Palace Theatre, the Royal Opera House and Bridgewater Hall across the way in Manchester city centre. It's not been decided yet, but it's going to be an honour and a privilege for any of the chosen theatres in our city. The English National Opera can be traced right back to 1931, when Lillian Bayliss established the Sadler's Wells Opera Company in London, before moving to its established home at the London Coliseum. The ENO is famously known for producing original performances of new and traditional shows, and for its exceptionally high musical standards. The move up north came to life when Arts Council England offered ENO with £24 million in helping them develop a new artistic programme outside of London. This is something the people of Eccles in Greater Manchester are over the moon to hear.
Well, it's got to be a good thing for the city, obviously, because the more culture you can get into Manchester, the more of everything you get into Manchester, the better the area. Yeah. That's where I see it anyway.
Well, it's going to create a buzz, it's going to create jobs, I guess, and yeah, Manchester needs it, doesn't it?
The opera offers something for everyone and could be a huge part of our community, embracing new sounds and art forms. The English National Opera have showcased productions from The Magic Flute to The Handmaid's Tale. And who knows, maybe one day we'll hear an elaborate rendition of Wonderwall. Heather Davey, Quays News.
Now, many of us are spending time wrapping presents for Christmas, but it's after the festive period when our homes are most vulnerable to a break-in.
January has been revealed as the month that most people are breaking into across the UK. In January this year, England and Wales saw a 21% rise in burglaries in comparison to May, the month when fewest break-ins happen.
And this trend has continued for the past 5 years. Our reporter George Ike has been finding out how people in Salford are keeping their properties safe.
Dominic Littlewood's been catching crooks and thieves for decades on our television screens. And this week, new figures have revealed that despite most people thinking break-ins peak at Christmas time, it's actually 21% higher in January than at the lowest time of the year. Now, Dominic is telling us it's time to step up our home security to try and deter thieves in time for January.
At Christmas time, a lot of people are at home. They might have family round, friends round, whatever, and their kids are on school holidays, so they might be at home a lot more. But also in January, people have unwrapped their presents. And one of the big things I say to people is you've got to be very, very careful about all the boxes you leave out on your driveway for the bin men, because it's a shopping list for burglars. They walk down the street and they say, look at that, they've got a new iPad, a new phone here, a new set of earphones, whatever it is. You're showing them what you've got.
But it's not just statistics, as Dom mentions, of people who've been burgled in January and all through the year. A horrible experience, as Tracy, a pharmacist technician from Salford, told me this morning.
They came in through a back window. My back garden's quite private, and they came in through the back window and smashed the window. And it was awful.
Dom says we need to brighten up our ideas about keeping our homes safe heading into the new year. People who are heading out for the evening should think about using smart plugs and timers on lamps, using doorbell cameras or CCTV, leaving the radio on and using signage to put off thieves. George Ike for Quays News in Salford.
An organisation is hoping to help their community by providing free hot meals. Poverty is on the rise across the country, with people facing increased costs and harsher conditions during the winter months.
Wythenshawe Patrol and community team are now looking to help more people suffering during this time. I went down to St Michael Community Hall to find out more. It was set up to help increase safety across Wythenshawe after a rape in a park back in April 2021. But now the group recognise that more support is needed to help tackle the rising costs, homelessness and poverty.
We took it and we sort of turned it a little bit around. It just been patrolling for people's safety. We start looking at the wider picture that we have homeless neighbours. We have people who are absolutely struggling with the cost of living, and thought the best way of keeping people safe is having somewhere for them to come.
Bringing the community together basically, and just to show that basically they're not on their own, they don't have to suffer in silence, like we're here basically, the community's here.
As well as serving free hot meals, the team also help homeless people get a roof over their heads. 65-year-old David Dawson had been living in his brother's home, but following his death, David became homeless for 3 months.
They provided me with a tent. Tried to get in touch with Manchester Council, the outreach workers. They kept saying they'd come here to meet me. 5 times and never turned up.
However, Maria contacted Andy Burnham, Mayor of Greater Manchester, to help get David his own property.
I know I've just been to view my own property today. So I've gone from depths of despair basically. It's only because that woman in there and all the work she does. And that's why I've started to open the cafe, just to try and pay them back a little bit. Because I've like 3 months have known her. They're fantastic people. Help the community, support everybody. And it wasn't for her in there, I don't know where I'd be now, to be honest.
For many individuals, the service here is a true lifesaver. It has given them the opportunity for a fresh start, the chance to meet new friends, and also the chance to get their forever home. The work this organisation do is paramount to the success and well-being of many people. Wythenshawe Patrol and community team can serve up to 90 hot meals per day. The group encourage anyone who needs help to turn up. They say that no one will get turned away. Brooke Hennigan, Quays News. Homelessness may be on the rise in Wythenshawe, but Manchester is also affected by this. The city has the 3rd highest homelessness rate in the UK, with over 7,000 homeless people, according to Manchester Homelessness Partnership.
To help tackle this, a new building is under construction in Langworthy that will give homeless people a place to stay. Aaron Parker has this report from the site.
19 Seedley Road behind me was previously a carpet shop but has been demolished and a new site is under construction. The new building will be used to house people who are homeless. James Worthington bought the property in 2019 and at first was going to make 9 self-contained flats to sell for profit. After the pandemic hit, James offered the empty building to an outreach group supporting veterans living on the streets. He then decided to sell his house and make Seedley Road site into a specialist homeless facility that can help people get off the streets for good. Work is well underway at the site and James is appealing for support and documenting the project on his.
The winter months can be a dangerous time for road users. Nearly 30,000 people were killed on the road in 2022, according to the Department for Transport.
These unpredictable road conditions can cause a risk, and it's important that everyone is prepared. Our reporter, Kira Proctor, went to see how you can stay safe during the icy months.
Winter months can pose various different weather conditions to road users, including snow, ice and rain, and they can all be risks to drivers. Halfords is one of the many car garages which recognises the risks of adverse weather conditions, and that's why they encourage road users to get at least one service a year.
It's a bad time of year, isn't it, for like cars? Everyone just comes in for a new battery all the time, so it's probably better to get your battery checked before you go to work in the morning. It's not starting. So yeah, tyres as well. If you've got low tyre tread and the roads are icy and all that, it's more likely to get in an accident.
According to Ice Road Safety, there are 1,836 deaths annually due to icy roads. Therefore, it is important that drivers check their tread depth and under their bonnet for any issues.
So yeah, it's just a good idea before it does get dead icy and cold to get your car checked all over. It's less likely to have an accident, stuff like that. Before you go on your journey, check your car, like your bulbs are all working, get someone to check your brake lights are working, your fog lights especially. Just little stuff like coolant level, bad time of year. So if you're doing a long journey, I'd say just learn what you should check before you do your long journey.
Despite no snow being forecast this week, rainy conditions are expected to remain, so it is still just as important to stay safe on the road with varied weather conditions. Kira Proctor, Quays News.
After 60 years of service, Eccles Market will be closing their doors as Salford City Council decides on its future.
Ewan Wishart went to find out how the locals were feeling after hearing the news.
They've spoiled Eccles. We've got nothing now. It's like a ghost town. I think it's disgusting what they're doing to our town.
Eccles Market as it is has been around for over 60 years, with the town itself holding markets since Anglo-Saxon times.
Salford City Council's recent announcement that the markets will be closed come March of 2024 has left traders anxious and uncertain regarding their future.
There's loads of shops that you could go to. It was brilliant. Everybody come from miles to Eccles, to the market, and the market hall and everything was brilliant. And now we've got nothing. I mean, what we're supposed to do? Keep travelling miles to get things? They're not thinking of us people.
Owner of Harold's Cafe, Donna, moved into the market in April. She was unaware of the plans for the market at the time.
Didn't have a clue that it was shutting, didn't know anything about it. Else I wouldn't have bought it, to be honest with you, because we spent a fair bit of money on it. We got a lot of stuff with it, but we've spent money on it, and it's cost to build the clientele up, build all your customers, you know, all that up, and then they basically just want to take it away from us.
We asked Salford City Council about their plans for the regeneration. In the statement they said, "Our staff remain in regular conversation to establish each individual trader's aspirations for the future. Support will continue to be offered, including where possible any options for relocating and where desired." Continuing to add, "We know that big changes and a bold vision for the future are desperately needed in Eccles, and that is what we are looking to deliver."
I've been on the markets, my mum are on the markets, my grandma are on the markets. They're closing down now, all markets everywhere. It's my lifestyle, that's all I've ever done.
What are your thoughts on the markets shutting down? How will this affect your life?
Well, I'll be out of a job, there's one, and I'm 59, so I don't know I'll be able to get another job. I feel like I'm part of the community, really. I do help a lot of people out, but it's gone nowhere. We've been thrown to the wolves.
Ewan Wishart, Quays News.
Well, today is National Volunteer Day. Research by the National Lottery revealed 49% of British people intend to volunteer this year.
We spoke to Anushka Swanell, a trainee volunteer development worker in Manchester.
She told us why volunteering is so important and how it enriches people's lives.
I wanted to kind of emphasise about championing volunteers, because without them and their dedication, their kindness, the charity sector and V2C sector has been built off of that. So I think it's really important to remember, A, the importance of volunteers, and B, as a volunteer, you can add so much value to society.
Local Salford residents have welcomed a new Asda superstore, which is open today on Chapel Street.
Yes, the store has generated new jobs in the area and has given hope to the locals that more supermarkets could be built here too. Ian Teswega has this report.
An Asda store has been put in Chapel Street to be a strong food-to-go range designed to serve students looking to grab lunch, and it offers ingredients and prepared meals for residents to pick up after work. This comes after years of planning to bring more supermarkets around this area. I spoke to residents Sam and Simon, who have an opinion on how they think another supermarket benefits the community around.
Yeah, of course, it's great for us, of course, because we work in the office there, so, you know, it's easy access for us, not to reach anywhere to town, but yeah, nice little store you've got going.
Yeah, it's in a decent area. We've got buildings of sort of work areas, and we've got people living in flats over there. I think it'll be pretty convenient for people who just live quite close and they can grab something pretty quickly. It's in a very good location, I'd say.
Yeah, of course, yeah, of course, Chelsea. There's loads of places to go for meal deals like Tesco, Morrison, etc. But you know, it's nice having easy access as well, right next to it. But yeah, up and coming really.
There is an Asda opening up on Oxford Street as well. The stores offer a range of fresh and chilled groceries, as well as a broad selection of beers, wines and spirits, as well as a Krispy Kreme stand. This can be convenient for all types of people, as Ahmed explains.
It's so convenient. I was literally running to the gym, and I saw it, so it must be very convenient. I'm happy that it's finally been out here. You think it's going to be like working, going to work, 100%, most especially people going to the gym. They'll definitely benefit from it of us. You went to the gym right now? I am. Literally, we're going to go to our flashes and I saw them, so it was my first time seeing it. You can imagine my happiness.
This is all part of Asda's long-term strategy to become the UK's second largest supermarket after Tesco by establishing a presence in the fast and growing convenience sector. The Chapel Street store will be open between 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. from Monday to Sunday. Jessica, Quays News.
Well, that is some great news, and I'll tell you what, I might do my Christmas shop there. I don't know about you, Brooke, but have you got any Christmas plans for coming up?
Well, I'm going on a few holidays. I'm going to Barcelona, Copenhagen, and then snowboarding in Norway for a week. So
quite a few plans.
Just a few. Nice. How about you? Have you got any plans, Lulu?
Not quite down to them nicer places. Down to London, just to about where I'm from, to go see some friends and family, I think.
That's all we have time for on today's show.
Goodbye.